to another episode of The Lofty Lender. Today I am joined by my buddy Ryan Siedenburg. Ryan joined the Siedenburg Group in summer of 2017 as a licensed commercial real estate associate in the state of Iowa since 2015 and broker associate since 2023. He is a graduate of the University of Northern Iowa, where he earned a double major in finance and real estate. As a native of Johnston, Iowa, Ryan has seen the growth of the greater Des Moines metro and enjoys contributing to its continued success. He believes in serving his community and clients through excellence in brokerage services and providing creative real estate solutions. While outside of the office, Ryan enjoys traveling and spending time outdoors with his wife and son. They reside in Clive and are active participants in their church. Welcome to the show, Ryan.
Hey, thanks for having me, Kyle. Appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. So getting into business and beyond, that's our first segment of the day. Ryan, tell me a little bit about why you got into real estate. Obviously, you got the family going on. Is Uncle Siedenburg, is he the guy that said, I'm going to get you in and we're going, Ryan? Or what?
Honestly, no. There was no pressure to get into the business. I sort of just stumbled upon it. I went to UNI, was undecided on my major. I had kind of an interest in finance, so I was like, it just seems like a safe bet to go with. So, okay, let's go with the finance major. When talking with the counselor, she was like, well, you could add a double major of real estate for an extra 3 classes. So I'm like, okay, well, that sort of seems to make some sense. That'll at least look good on a resume, if nothing else. So I started just kind of heading down that path. I was looking for internships in spring of my freshman year, and had interviewed a couple of places and just was trying to figure out, what I wanted to do. And I think I was just at a family birthday party or something like that with my uncle, and he was like, hey, no pressure, but if you want to come learn a little bit about real estate, make some good connections, you're welcome to just, hop on for a summer. You can get your license or not. It's up to you. It'd be nice if you did, but no pressure. There's stuff for you to do. So because of that, I ended up getting my real estate license in spring of my freshman year of college. Went to work for him that summer and didn't know what the heck I was doing, but enjoyed it. I mean, every day was different. You got to interact with so many different individuals and business leaders, and sort of just got the hook from there.
So do you enjoy, I guess you don't really know the world of residential real estate, and you're really more focused on commercial real estate, but I think a lot of the classes and stuff, when you're getting your license, they're all mainly focused on that residential real estate. So do you enjoy the difference and the nuance in where you're at with commercial stuff?
Absolutely. I mean, it's the same real estate license, but when you're taking the classes, it's like 98% is geared towards residential agents. I've done 2 residential deals in my life, and that's too many, probably. I did my own, and then a close family friend that sort of begged, and I tried to push it off, but they sort of insisted, and it was just kind of an eye-opener of, man, it's just totally different. It's a lot more kind of emotionally driven in the residential world, where business, it's like, I don't really care what the building looks like. Does it cash flow? Does it make sense for my business? How do the numbers work? Is it going to help me get to that next level or not? So it's just a totally different world.
And it really sounds like it brings out the finance side in you, right? So you get to enjoy doing your numbers and stuff, but you're now actually out talking to people. Whereas with a residential agent, you may not be doing as many numbers because you're saying, hey, go back and talk to your lender. Whereas on the commercial side, you get to work all those numbers up to see if it's even a good opportunity to provide to your buyer, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're dealing with entrepreneurial minded people. And that sort of appeals to me. I mean, I remember as a kid, I'd have the snow business, the lawn business, all these different side hustles to, try to make a buck, and just enjoyed that process. So to come alongside those business leaders and individuals that, hey, they're great at what they do, but real estate is not up their alley. So how can we come alongside them and serve them and provide value to help them take that next step in their business? I mean, it's a fun world.
Well, I know I've never gotten a straight answer out of you from this,
Okay.
but I'm going to ask you here on camera. How do
Okay.
you, what would you say you do throughout the day, every day? Every day is a little different, but what's an average day for you?
Oh man, I would say there's no really average day. I would say yesterday was a little bit slower. Yesterday, I was helping a guy. He's unfortunately going through some business challenges, and he might need to sell off some real estate. So it was a lot of researching comparables. What's the market doing? Okay, he's got these 3 properties. Which of the 3 might be best to sell? Is there an element of, a sale leaseback that we could figure out? And so it's really kind of a lot of strategy and research, at least of yesterday. Today I get to have a Zoom call with a close friend, and that's always fun. In the afternoon, I've got a few showings, and so we'll be walking through 3 different properties, saying, hey, could this work for the organization, or do we need to keep looking? If there's interest there, it might be going back to the office and writing up a letter of intent or a purchase agreement and entering into some negotiations over the weekend. And so that's always fun. Networking is important, as you know, just going to those events, getting coffees with people, and just building connections. So that's kind of the average day. There's a lot of admin side of things, marketing, but no average day. So you never
So
know what the next. What's
how
that?
do you balance it all? Because you've also got the wife and kid at home, right? And you've got to be going to these networking events, which may happen in the evenings, and you've got to be people showing business. I mean, most times I'm guessing most business owners probably are working the same time, 8 to 5, that normal people work.
Hmm.
Most home buyers are buying houses after 5 because they get off of their work and then they go out and find the job. They have to have that job in order to
Hmm.
be able to find that house. Um, how do you balance it all?
Well, I think you got to create a list at the end of the day. Okay, these are my priorities for the next day, and sort of stack them. What's an A priority, what's a B priority, and what's a C priority, and you just got to know that most of it's still going to be on your desk tomorrow, and at some point you just got to stand up and walk away. There's always more work that can be done, but you know what? My kids are only going to be a certain age for just a blink of an eye, and then they're going to be gone and out of the house. It's like. If I'm on the fence between like, okay, I really need to stay in the office, or my son's got XYZ going on, I've got to lean towards my kid, and what those moments are limited. The time working on business and real estate, I mean, there's going to be more opportunities to do that once they're out of the house. So if it's 50-50, you got to lean towards the family. So
You're wise beyond your years there, Ryan. You look like such a young guy, but man, that was
well,
that was
well,
empowering right
I've
there.
also gotten in trouble with it before too. So as I'm sure you have.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Never. No, not at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
What are some key challenges and opportunities you foresee with the Des Moines market?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think let's start nationally. I mean, um, we got an election coming up. I think using that as an excuse at the beginning of the year, I think is sort of a cop out. To just say you're not ready. It's okay. But I think there's a lot of businesses that are just sort of staying patient, seeing where we're going to go in the next 2-3 months. There's just uncertainty of are we going to go with this presidential candidate or this, and how much of a difference it makes. I don't know. You could argue that all day, but just the uncertainty of it, that leads people to slow down and hesitate. So that's a national challenge. Interest rates are what they are now. Although it seems like we're going to get at least a 25 or 50 basis point drop here in September. That's going to help spur some people on. I think when you look at Des Moines, we're a market that's in the next 25 years going to be touching 1 million people in our metropolitan area. And because of that, I think there's a lot of national, developers in the retail world, multifamily, industrial. I mean, we're getting on the map, and there's a lot of cool developments that are happening because of that. Um, there's a lot of new to market concepts that are popping up, and that's good. I mean, that activity breeds growth, and it brings just momentum to the area. So a lot of exciting times ahead, I'd say.
Awesome. So then, are you finding ways to bring your son along on your adventures of being in real estate? Are you just leaving him home? Does he get to go out and meet some of these business owners and shake some hands, or what are you
Well,
doing?
he's 18 months old, so he's shaking a couple of hands. Usually it's me more dragging him along and trying to keep him out of, you know, getting into somebody's files in somebody's office. But he's come along a couple of times, but not yet. Maybe in the future.
So what do you like to do outside of work then, besides hanging out with your wife and kid?
Yeah, that's number one. Just spend time with friends and family as much as possible. We love to travel. Soccer is my thing. I love playing in my adult league and kind of relive the glory days, and watching soccer, watching Iowa Hawkeye football, and going to games and that sort of thing. Just being outdoors. We love to kayak, we love to bike, hike, all that sort of thing. So, um, just spending time outside.
Have you done much soccer this year with the ridiculous temperatures we've had?
We were in a summer league, yeah, and there was
Wow.
there were some tough games, but
Yeah.
it's still fun to get out there and run around and tweak a hamstring every now and then.
Good for you. I'm going to stay
So,
in my gym and keep shooting hoops, but
hey,
good for you
that's
that
all
you
right.
enjoy
That's all
that
right.
outdoor running
You know
around.
what? I was playing basketball a couple weeks ago, and there's this guy who wasn't that much older than me, and pretty decent shape, but man, he makes a cut and he blows his Achilles. It's like you got to
Ooh,
be a little careful out there.
yeah. Man,
So,
that brings back memories of other people doing that when they get about
yeah,
my age. It's kind of scary.
yeah,
What are your long-term and short-term goals with your career?
sure. Long term, I see real estate as a place I'm going to continue to um, focus and grow in. I really enjoy it. Again, every day is different, but every deal is different. I love especially the land development side of things, and I'd like to get into more of that. Starting with a blank slate of ground, taking it through the municipal zoning and code approval process, building a building, seeing tenants move in. That would be the dream. That's the goal to get to that level. And what I'm doing now, I mean, I'm building the connections and kind of the knowledge base to get to that point. And so that's the long-term goal. And the short-term goal is, continue to survive, continue to make deals, continue to make connections, and bring value to people. Um, I'd love to see us as a company grow and kind of expand some of our offerings and stuff like that. And so, to be determined.
Do you have any personal goals that are outside of work that you've thought about?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. I'd like to get into more, uh, organizational leadership, boards and that sort of thing to make an impact. I feel like I can bring a unique skill set of, kind of real estate entrepreneurial mindedness to different, nonprofits, organizations, and stuff like that. So just getting more involved with the community. So I mean, Des Moines is home. This is where the roots are, and how can I give back to further, what Des Moines already got going. So
Love it. Yeah. All right, quick pick segment. Hopping right
okay,
in. I want to learn a little bit about you. You tell me this or that. What's your first thing that comes to mind? Feel free to expand upon it, and
okay.
we'll go from there. So, city skyline or rural landscape?
Ooh, rolling landscape.
I said rural, but
Oh, rural,
rural is a really hard word to
rural.
say for whatever reason
I just said
today.
rolling. Yeah,
I
rural.
agree.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Podcasts or audiobooks?
Ooh, podcast.
What's your favorite podcast genre to listen to?
Ooh, I like the Joe Rogans, the Andrew Hubermans, bigger pockets every now and then, those sort of things. So,
So not true crime?
current events. No, no true crime. Nope, can't do it.
That, that your wife's?
No, no. I want to learn. I want to take away something. I want to take away some nugget that I can
Yeah.
apply to my life, or just something interesting.
Well, I listen to a lot of comedy stuff, and
Yeah.
I don't learn anything from it. But listening to Conan O'Brien, I guess I kind of learned a little bit.
Yeah.
He's got a show about, he talks to people from all over the world that are his fans,
Hmm.
and he's usually asking them questions about, what do you do over in Ireland? What do you do over in
Hmm.
Italy? Like all these different places all over the world, there are people are fans of him, and I kind of learned just
Yeah.
because of some of those stories. But comedy is where I'm at for sure. Public speaking or writing?
Ooh, writing. Not a fan of public speaking.
Are you using ChatGPT to write everything anyways, though?
Occasionally, if you need a letter sent out to somebody, I mean, it sort of gets you 70% there, and then you got to put your own personal touch on it. It does save quite a bit of time.
Well, one I'm going to encourage you to check out is called Anthropic. It's
Okay.
Claude, Claude, Claude.ai, and it's owned by Anthropic. Anthropic is right now they have the largest LLM, like large language model out there. They've trained it with the most data, and they have just released, as of this morning, I saw today is the 30th that we're recording.
Hmm.
They've just released a free version that allows you to do image generation. So with ChatGPT,
Really?
which I pay for, $20 a month, not that much, but
Hmm.
in order to get ChatGPT to give you images, you have to pay for it. So it's really cool how some of these AIs are kind of shifting towards let's make this available for everybody and anybody.
Hmm.
And where that line is drawn is going to be hard to tell, but yeah, it's cool to see them trying to make this just like the internet. It should be free to anybody who can access it, right? You shouldn't
Hmm.
have to pay to get on the internet. So,
It is fascinating the direction that we're going. I mean, how is that affecting your business? What are you
oh, I
seeing?
love it. I love it because it's actually helping me to streamline my day, to help me figure out, if I need to write something at all. It's always written to start,
Hmm.
like you said, with AI, and then from there it's adjusted. I love marketing, but if I'm going to work on
Hmm.
marketing and I'm going to work on my business, I've got to completely shut down my business and work on marketing ideas and work on
Hmm.
marketing strategies, and
Yep.
then turn on my brain, maybe go for a walk, do something, but just completely switch over. Now I can do both at the same time. I can give
Hmm.
AI some ideas, and it just starts working and giving me all of these different concepts and theories, and then I can just tweak them. And it's not something where it feels like it's a brain shift, right? I have
Hmm.
a double major in marketing and finance, and I loved it in school,
Hmm.
but in the real world, it's a lot harder to switch my brain over from one to
Yeah.
the other and back. With AI, it allows me to do that. And AI also allows me to search guidelines really fast so I can provide quicker answers to my
Hmm.
customers. I love that.
Yeah, it does save a ton of time. I mean, in our business, I don't think that people realize how much back end stuff, paperwork there is to do just to stay in compliance and just, paper in the file. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah. Netflix binge or outdoor adventure?
Ooh, you know what? 2 years ago, I definitely would have said outdoor adventure, but there's been a lot of sleepless nights in the last 2 years, and so lately it's been a lot more Netflix binge. So,
Totally get that. Favorite book?
ooh, the Bible would be number one. Business book, I don't know if it's a cop out to say Rich Dad Poor Dad, but um,
It is. So what's the other one?
yeah, probably How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Oh, good
That
one.
that's a good book. I mean, I feel like you can take a lot of business lessons from that.
I feel like all of Zig Ziglar's books you can do that with, so I
Hmm.
understand.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Work from home or office?
Office. Can't get anything done at home. Too many distractions.
True. Too many pantries with lots of candy and food items for me. That's my
Here you
issue.
go. Or laundry to be done, dishes.
Favorite sports team?
Ooh, Iowa Hawkeyes.
Easy. That encapsulates a lot of sports, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Football.
pizza or sushi?
Mm,
Sushi on your pizza?
ooh, probably not.
That's one they haven't come out with yet. What in the world's
That's
going
a
on,
moneymaker.
Fongs?
Maybe you should
Let's
cut
go.
this part. Let's patent that. There's something there.
Yeah, uncooked fish on top of pizza.
Let's
I
take it to
mean, it's
Fong's.
it's like
They could do
anchovies.
that.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
could do it. I
yeah.
believe it. Don't they make sushi there? I think they could do it.
They have to, yeah.
Barbecue or fine dining?
Ooh, fine dining.
Favorite season of the year?
Probably fall. Not too hot,
Fall.
not too cold. There's football. There's perfect time to be outside.
Text message or phone call?
Mm, phone call. I'm pretty bad at responding to text.
Road trip or flying?
Well, how far are we going? I mean, if it's under 8 hours, let's road trip. If it's over that, I'm not driving to Florida. I'm not your guy.
So from here to Texas, you're looking at like 12 hours. You don't want to do it?
I'd prefer not to. I've done a lot of road trips out to Colorado, and that's a pretty tough drive. Texas is about the same. Not much to see. If we could
All
stop
right.
along the way, maybe. But
Oh, I like to just stop everywhere on the way. I used to be. I was like, I'm
bathroom
going to drive
breaks, is that
straight
what you're
through.
saying?
What's that?
Just bathroom breaks? Is that what you
Bathroom
need? Yeah.
breaks. I kind of want to go down to the Florida area because they got Buc-ee's down there. Have you heard of Buc-ee's?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I've
Huge.
never been, but it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just check stuff out. Try to hit up with having kids. I
Hmm.
really enjoy that we stopped. We came back from the Dells a few weeks ago, and we stopped at a park here. We stopped at someplace there. They were sleeping,
Hmm.
so I continued driving through the next park. Like it was just,
Nice.
it's kind of nice and relaxing. I don't mind doing that when
Yeah.
I've got the kids. Vinyl records or streaming music?
Ooh, streaming music.
Plan ahead or go with the flow?
Ooh, probably more go with the flow. That's a
Really?
close one though. Yeah,
I wouldn't have pegged you for that kind of guy.
yeah. Don't hold it against me.
Trending topic. So Des Moines seems to have really stepped up its game in the last couple of years, getting a major soccer team, a massive skateboard park that brought the X Games, and many other large recplexes. Talk to us about how that has changed the dynamic of Des Moines living as a whole.
Well, I mean, I think this is part of that conversation of, Des Moines is a growing metropolitan area that people are excited about and, wanting to come visit. All of a sudden we're getting all these projects and we're getting out of state tournaments and the economic growth because of that is huge. I mean, you look at what it's done for Norwalk. I mean, Norwalk was a bedroom community. Now they get this sports complex and they just finished up their first hotel. There's another one under construction and there's a lot more retail along the way. I mean, it's sort of really becoming a boom and a huge deal to that community. The crown jewel kind of for Des Moines is the new soccer stadium that they're working on. I mean, that project is almost $600 million. while there was the challenges with the interest rates and some uncertainty, the gaps being closed, and once that comes together, that's going to really that's going to be a really cool, good thing for the city of Des Moines. I mean, the Dyko site was incredibly challenging just from an environmental standpoint. I mean, I think it was one of like top 100 worst environmentally dirty sites in the United States. I mean, it was an issue.
Explain to our listeners what that really was, because I think there's a lot of confusion out there on what the Dyko site even was.
Yeah, and I don't know all the specific details, but and it's been closed for the last 50 years, but there was just mass toxins and pollutants dumped into the river, but also leached into the soil. And so because of that, doing anything with the soil causes an environmental red flag. And so because of that, they have to mitigate it, which makes it incredibly expensive. And I think what they have to do is basically take 2 feet of clay, basically encapsulate it over the top and just, seal it off and, forever. I think a lot of them are forever chemicals that, it'd be an issue if it got into the water supply, and it's not a good deal. I'm not an environmental scientist, but not good stuff.
I'm definitely not smart enough, but you know that there's the water table underneath all the ground, right? So at some point, those chemicals have to continue going down, and they've got to hit water, right? So I don't understand how that works.
It's over my head.
Smart people do that for sure.
Yeah, that's where you get your environmental engineers to do your phase 1 and phase 2.
So you might be privy to some of this stuff, but and I understand you can't share if you do, but do you know of any projects that are coming to Des Moines that maybe have made a soft announcement? Maybe they just haven't really been in the news. I know like the golf place, Top Golf, that one's out, and there's a couple other competitors that are around now. Is there anything up and coming maybe that is listed on the city website that is a new business coming to town that you think is going to bring a lot of excitement for people?
Well, I feel like every part of the town's got, something that's happening. I mean, I've heard of, a sports type of entertainment use coming to Altoona. I think that's probably too early to share. But I don't know. Every community is, fighting for these projects and wanting to get something that kind of puts them on the map. And I think it's cool that they're all, diversified. And, you got basketball in Waukee, you've got indoor track and field and soccer in Johnston. I'm kind of involved with that one. And, they just like everybody else are having challenges with interest rates and, just partnership. It takes the right developers to get it off the table, to get it off the ground. I think there's a lot of things in the pipeline that, we haven't heard about. And the incoming presidential certainty of whoever it is, and paired with the interest rate drop, that's going to help take off some of these projects. So
Awesome.
kind of beating around your question, but yeah, there's stuff in the
no.
works. It's just I'm not even privy to a lot of it, probably.
I live in Altoona, so if you're saying I'm going to get some cool sportsplex type of thing in Altoona,
I think you will.
I'm cool. Yeah,
Well, I mean,
I'm cool with it.
one of the cool projects is off of West Grandin, West Des Moines, over kind of by the Recplex, that big indoor water park development. I mean, I think that project's like 500 million also. I mean, that's going to be a huge deal. 1,000 apartment units. It's going to be like a Great Wolf Lodge type of concept, and it seems like they're making progress with that through, the approval process. It's just the numbers got to pencil out. So I think you'll see more of those type of projects.
That's awesome. Well, Ryan, thanks for joining us today. If you learned anything about commercial real estate, if you are looking to invest and you are wanting to talk to somebody and you want to get some real life knowledge, Ryan's your guy. And Ryan, how can they get hold of you?
Yeah, feel free to give a phone call or shoot me a text, but phone call would be better. 515-339-9616. You can also check me out on LinkedIn or our website is siedenburg.com. Would love to connect, love to grab a cup of coffee and see what's going on. So thanks for having me, Kyle.
Well, appreciate you coming on, buddy. And this was fun. And make sure to hit that subscribe button, follow us on social media, and stay tuned. And as always, if you enjoyed the show, please leave us a review and share it with your friends. Your support means the world to us and helps us bring more great, exciting content. Thanks for listening, and until next time, stay curious, and we'll see you next week on The Lofty Lender.